Imagine this for a moment. What if I told you that you could manifest your marriage, not just in a year or two, but twice as fast? Would you believe me? Or would you think it impossible? What if I told you that the only thing standing between you and a life-changing marriage is one simple shift in your thinking? Let me take you on a journey that led me to an extraordinary realization. It began when I asked myself, why does it take so long to manifest the love we desire? I recall a time in my life when I was desperately seeking a life partner. I saw others in relationships thriving, and I wondered, why not me? But then something happened. I realized that the law of assumption could work faster than I had ever imagined. The secret wasn't in waiting for the right circumstances, but in becoming the person who already had the love they desired. Manifesting marriage fast became my new reality. I understood deep within my being that if I could assume the feeling of a fulfilled marriage, everything would change. It was not just about dreaming or wishing for love. No, it was about living in the end, feeling the joy of being in a relationship before it even manifested. I would close my eyes and feel the love I desired. I would mentally walk through the steps of the perfect marriage. What it felt like, how it looked, how it smelled, how it sounded. And as I did, the world around me began to shift. I was no longer chasing the idea of marriage. I was attracting it by becoming the embodiment of that love. Now, here is what I want you to take away from this: marriage is not something that happens to you. It is something that happens through you, and it can happen twice as fast as you ever thought possible, if you dare to assume it already exists. But there's more to this rampage of manifestation. The more you feel that sense of already having it, the more the universe rushes to match your inner state with your outer world. Imagine for a moment you stand in front of a mirror, looking at yourself not as you are, but as the person you desire to be. This version of yourself has already accomplished everything you've ever dreamed of, including the perfect marriage. You see it, feel it, and understand that the life you desire is already yours. The power of assumption is what makes this transformation possible. It's not about waiting for something to happen in the external world before you can believe it's true. It's about assuming right now that the very thing you wish for is already your reality. This is the key, the secret to manifesting your marriage fast. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled means to feel, think, and act as though you are already living the life you desire. It requires no effort to change anything externally, but it demands a change internally. Your assumptions shape your reality because your mind does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. When you begin to assume that you are already married, your mind accepts this assumption as truth and starts to alter the external world to bring that truth into physical manifestation. This is not a vague wish, not a passive dream. It is a forceful act of living from the end result. The first step in this journey is understanding the depth of this law. The moment you assume a feeling, the universe begins to respond. It's a law of nature, just as the law of gravity holds the planets in place. Your assumption holds the power to shape and direct your life. This is why it is so important to not just think about your desire, but to feel it deeply. The feeling is the secret to manifestation. It's not enough to just wish for marriage or think about what you want. No, you must step into the world of assumption and live in the end result. Feel the emotions, the joy, the peace, and the love as though you already have it. By doing so, you start to create a new reality. There are no external obstacles when you truly understand the power of assumption. It's not the timing of the world that determines when your marriage will appear. It's the timing of your assumption. You must stop thinking of marriage as something that is coming in the future, and instead live as though it's already here. The moment you make this assumption, the external world starts to conform to this new belief. Your relationships, your experiences, and your opportunities shift in alignment with the feeling of already being married. But why is it so important to feel the wish fulfilled in the present moment? Why must you assume it now? Because living in the end creates the circumstances necessary for that assumption to come to life. When you assume the feeling of marriage, your subconscious mind begins to work toward this outcome. It's not about waiting for signs from the outside world to confirm your desire. It's about living as if everything you want is already yours. Think of it like this: your mind is like a garden, and your thoughts are the seeds you plant. If you plant seeds of doubt, of waiting for things to happen in the future, that's exactly what will grow. Future-oriented results that always seem just out of reach. But if you plant the seed of already having the love you desire, it will begin to sprout, grow, and manifest in ways you could not have predicted. The law is always working, whether you are aware of it or not. Your assumptions create your beliefs, and your beliefs, in turn, create your reality. Assumption is not just a passive exercise. It is an active force that brings your desires into being. The more real you make the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the faster the manifestation occurs. This is why it's so essential to immerse yourself in the feeling of being married right now. Feel the excitement, the contentment, the love, as if it's happening this very moment. You must live it, breathe it, and allow it to become a part of your daily life. To make this assumption even more powerful, you must not only feel the emotions of marriage, but also see yourself as already being in that state. Imagine yourself waking up next to your partner, sharing quiet moments, making decisions together, and experiencing all the little things that come with a fulfilling marriage. Visualize every detail with as much clarity and vividness as possible. This is the key to manifesting marriage fast, through the assumption that it is already here. There will be moments when doubt tries to creep in. It may seem too easy or too simple, but this is where faith in the power of assumption is crucial. Your doubts are merely the opposite force to the assumption you are making, trying to keep you tethered to a past reality. To overcome this, you must not allow the doubt to shake your belief in the assumption. Whenever doubt arises, simply reaffirm the truth of your assumption: I am already married. You must trust in the law. Trust that the feeling of fulfillment you are living is guiding the external world to reflect that same fulfillment. This journey is about becoming that which you desire. You are not chasing marriage. You are embodying it. You are not waiting for the world to change. You are creating that change within yourself. The universe responds to what you truly believe to be true. And once you assume that your marriage is already here, the world around you cannot help but respond. The people, the situations, and the opportunities that align with your assumption will begin to flow into your life. This is how you manifest marriage twice as fast. By stepping into the reality that your desire is already fulfilled, you collapse time and space. There is no need to wait. There is no need to search. There is only the experience of living as though it has already happened. And as you live in the assumption of your fulfilled desire, you will witness the incredible power of your mind to bring forth a reality that matches your assumption. To manifest a marriage, the first step is not merely to wish for it, but to become the person who is already married. You see, when you begin to align yourself with the state of being married, when you fully inhabit the feeling of being in that relationship, you cease to be an outsider waiting for something to happen. Instead, you embody the very essence of what you wish to experience. This is where the true magic of manifestation begins. It's not enough to dream about the future. You must live in the end, as though everything you desire has already been realized. This is the shift that makes all the difference. The concept of becoming the version of yourself already married is not a theoretical idea, but a practical and powerful practice that can change everything. You cannot continue to see yourself as someone who is single, who is hoping to find love. You must instead begin to see yourself as the one who has already found it. Feel the security, the peace, the love, the companionship. Imagine the way your life flows with the presence of that partner. How do you feel in the mornings, in the evenings, when you're facing challenges? When you are married in your mind, you naturally begin to think, speak, and act in ways that reflect this new reality. Now, think about it this way: your mind cannot differentiate between what is imagined and what is real. This is why living in the assumption of already being married is so powerful. When you truly believe that you are already in the relationship you desire, your subconscious mind starts to reflect this assumption in every action and decision you make. This is not about forcing yourself to act in a way that doesn't feel natural. No, it's about becoming that person in the deepest part of your being. You don't need to fake it. You need to truly feel the state of being married in your heart and mind. This isn't just about saying affirmations or going through the motions. It's about a deep internal shift. It's about feeling the weight of the commitment, the joy of companionship, and the satisfaction of having found your life partner. It's about living your daily life from this place of fulfillment. Picture yourself doing things as a married person, making decisions together, planning your future, sharing everyday moments. How does it feel to be fully integrated with this version of yourself? The more you feel the realness of this new self, the more your reality will begin to mirror it. You must let go of any resistance to being married. If you have been single for a long time or have experienced heartbreak, you might feel like this shift is difficult. But remember, you are not forcing yourself to marry anyone. You are merely assuming the state of being married. You are not limited by the past. You are free to imagine the future as though it is already here. You are not confined by external circumstances. Instead, you have the power to create new circumstances by embracing the identity of someone already in a loving, committed relationship. To become the version of yourself already married, you must also embody the qualities that a loving partner would embody. Be the person who is full of love, joy, patience, and compassion. Understand that marriage is not merely about finding someone. It is about being the right person for the relationship. When you adopt the characteristics of someone who is in a successful marriage, you start to draw that energy into your life. The love you wish to experience is already within you, and it is through the embodiment of this love that the perfect partner will be drawn to you. Now, this is not to say that external circumstances don't matter, but your assumptions are so powerful that they will shape the circumstances to match the state of being that you have assumed. When you become the version of yourself already married, the universe has no choice but to align with your assumption. It is the law. The more you align yourself with the feeling of being married, the more the external world will begin to reflect that alignment. You will find opportunities, encounters, and situations that lead you directly to the person who matches this state of being. But how do you truly become this person? It's all in the small daily practices. Begin each day with the assumption that you are already married. The moment you wake up, feel the gratitude for your partner, even if they have not yet physically appeared. Walk through your day with the confidence that you are living in the fullness of love. Every decision, every interaction, every thought must reflect this new reality. If doubt creeps in, counteract it by reaffirming that you are already living the life you desire. Every moment you spend feeling the state of being married is a moment that brings you closer to this manifestation. It's also important to understand that becoming this version of yourself is not about rushing or forcing things to happen. It's about embodying the feeling of already having what you desire and trusting that the external world will follow suit. The universe works in its own time, but the more fully you become the person already married, the quicker that reality will begin to materialize in your life. You may be surprised at how fast things change once you align with the feeling of living in the end. The power of assuming the feeling of marriage is so great that you will soon notice the world around you adjusting to reflect your new identity. You are not merely wishing for marriage. You are becoming the person who naturally attracts and deserves that love. When you live in the assumption of already being married, your entire energy shifts. Your thoughts, your actions, and even your presence begin to reflect this new state. It is not something you chase or force. It is something you become. As you embrace this version of yourself, you will see the world around you transform in ways that match your assumption. And as this shift takes place, you will find that marriage is not something that happens to you, but something that is already part of you, unfolding perfectly according to your own internal state. The key is in becoming that person, the person who is already married, and in doing so, manifesting the love you have always dreamed of. When we speak of the law of attraction, we must understand that it is not just a passive force that operates in the background of our lives. It is not something that merely brings us what we want, like a random occurrence. The law of attraction is an active and dynamic law of nature. It is a force that responds to the energy we put out into the world, and more specifically, to the feeling we project into our experiences. If you want to manifest your marriage quickly, you must align yourself with the vibration of already being in the relationship you desire. Think about the law of attraction as a mirror. It reflects back to you what you are giving out. If you are projecting feelings of lack, of wanting, of hoping for a partner, that is exactly what the universe will respond to: more lack, more wanting, more hoping. However, when you shift your vibration to one of fulfillment, contentment, and certainty that your marriage is already a reality, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. The law of attraction works because it responds to your dominant state of being. It aligns with the emotions you consistently embody. This is where the magic of manifestation begins to unfold. You see, when you align yourself with the energy of already having the relationship you desire, the law of attraction does its work. It brings to you the experiences, the opportunities, and the people that match the feeling of your assumption. You are not searching for love. You are not waiting for it to come into your life. No, you are drawing it to you by embodying the emotions of already being married. It is not about seeking or looking for your partner. It is about aligning with the feeling of marriage and allowing the universe to bring it to you. Now, how do we align with the law of attraction in such a way that we manifest our desires, particularly marriage, quickly? It starts with recognizing that your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are the seeds you plant in the garden of your life. If you continue to believe that marriage is something that is far off in the distance, something that will happen someday, you will keep planting seeds of distance, of waiting, and of future desires. This is why living in the end is so powerful. You must stop thinking of marriage as something that is coming and start thinking of it as something that is already here. When you feel the fullness of love now, you send out a powerful vibration into the universe. This vibration is what the law of attraction picks up on and begins to match. Living in the end means that you no longer see yourself as someone who is looking for love. Instead, you see yourself as someone who is already in a loving, committed marriage. Your energy changes, your thoughts change, your actions change. When you assume the feeling of already being married, the law of attraction responds by bringing you the experiences and circumstances that align with this new state of being. This is not magic in the sense of wishful thinking. It is a law of nature. Just as gravity pulls objects to the ground, the law of attraction draws to you the experiences that match your emotional state. The key to speeding up the manifestation process is to immerse yourself completely in the feelings of already being married. Feel the joy of waking up next to your partner. Feel the excitement of planning your future together. Feel the security, the love, the companionship. The law of attraction responds to feeling, not to wishful thinking. It responds to the emotions that are most real to you, the emotions that you are constantly embodying. The more real you make the feeling of being married, the faster the law of attraction will bring this reality to your life. At first, it may feel difficult. Perhaps doubt creeps in, telling you that it's too soon, that you haven't yet found your partner, or that your desires are too far off. But this is where you must trust the process. You must trust that the law of attraction is already at work, bringing your desire to you. Doubt is simply a sign that you are not fully aligned with your desired reality. When doubt arises, reaffirm your assumption. I am already married. Feel the truth of that statement deeply, and know that the universe is already working to bring this reality to life. As you continue to align with the law of attraction, you will notice small changes in your life. People will begin to treat you differently, relationships will shift, and opportunities will appear that align with the life you are assuming. The law of attraction doesn't work by creating something out of nothing. It works by drawing to you that which already exists in the form of your assumption. The moment you embody the feeling of being married, your reality will begin to reflect that assumption in ways you never imagined. It's also important to understand that the law of attraction does not bring you what you want on a surface level. It brings you what you feel. If you feel unworthy of love or believe that marriage is a distant dream, the law of attraction will bring you experiences that reflect these beliefs. But when you align with the feeling of being married, the law of attraction brings you the experiences, people, and opportunities that reflect the certainty of your assumption. You may wonder why it's so important to embody the feeling of marriage instead of just waiting for it to come to you. The answer is simple. The law of attraction responds to your emotional frequency. It does not respond to what you say or think in passing. It responds to what you feel most deeply, what you embody most consistently. When you live in the end, when you live as though your marriage is already here, the universe must respond. Manifesting your marriage quickly is not about forcing things to happen or trying to control every aspect of your life. It is about shifting your inner state to match the reality you want to experience. When you align with the feeling of already being married, the law of attraction does the rest. You don't have to go out searching for the right partner. The partner will be drawn to you because your energy is now in alignment with your desire. The universe will respond to the vibration of love that you send out into the world, and soon enough, the love you feel within yourself will be reflected in your outer world. When we speak of living in the end, we are talking about a powerful principle that transforms everything in your life. It is about assuming the feeling of your desire being fulfilled right now. Not in the future, not sometime soon, but in the present moment. This is how manifestation works at its highest level. You do not need to wait for external circumstances to align before you can feel married. You must, instead, feel married now. This is the most important step you can take in manifesting your marriage, and it is the key to speeding up the entire process. Living in the end is about embodying the state of fulfillment as though it has already happened. It means you no longer wait for the outer world to confirm that your marriage is on its way. Instead, you assume that it is already here. You begin to act, think, and feel as though your desire for marriage has already been fulfilled. Your feelings of being married must be so real to you that they outweigh any external evidence to the contrary. You are no longer living in anticipation of your future. You are living in the certainty of your present. The concept of living in the end works because your mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. This is why your internal reality is so powerful. When you begin to feel married, your mind accepts it as truth, and the external world must adjust accordingly. The reason most people struggle with manifestation is because they focus too much on the how and the when. They look for signs, waiting for something external to change before they believe they are moving toward their goal. But the true power comes from living in the end result. It is not about waiting for your marriage to show up in the external world. It is about embodying the feeling of already having it. You must stop seeing marriage as something you need to search for. You must stop thinking of it as something that is out there, somewhere waiting for you to find it. No, marriage is already within you. The moment you assume the feeling of already being married, your entire world begins to shift. This is not a process of trying to control the external circumstances of your life. It is about adjusting your internal state, knowing that as soon as you feel the truth of your desire, the external world will follow suit. You are not waiting for marriage to come to you. You are living as though it has already come. You are acting as if it has already manifested, and in doing so, you call it into your life faster than you ever thought possible. But how do you live in the end? How do you feel married when you are not yet physically in that relationship? The key is to use your imagination. Imagine what it would feel like to be married. Imagine yourself waking up next to your partner, sharing your life with them. Imagine the small moments, the everyday experiences that come with being in a committed, loving relationship. How does it feel to be in that space? What is the quality of your relationship? Feel the love, the companionship, the security, the joy. As you do this, you are building a new emotional reality. You are not waiting for the marriage to happen. You are living in the reality of it, and this changes everything. Living in the end also means releasing the need for proof or evidence. You do not need to see physical evidence of your marriage for it to be real. The moment you truly believe it is real, your belief creates the evidence. This is where many people get stuck. They wait for something external to happen before they will believe. But the truth is, the moment you believe, the evidence must appear. Your belief, your assumption, creates the reality. The external world can only reflect what is happening within you. So when you wake up each day, you must feel the end result of your desire. Feel what it would feel like to be living the life you want, to already be married. Every thought, every feeling, every decision you make should reflect that state of being. You must live from the end, not from the space of waiting. This means that whenever doubt arises, or when you feel the urge to search for your partner, you must remind yourself that the marriage is already here. You are not searching for it. You are living in it. It may not always feel easy at first. Doubts will arise. You may have moments where you feel disconnected from the end result. But when you experience doubt, remember that it is only a sign that you are momentarily not living in the end. Doubt is a natural part of the process, but it does not need to control you. The key is to return to the feeling of living in the end. Keep affirming the truth of your assumption. Keep feeling the reality of the marriage you desire. The more consistent you are with this practice, the more the world will begin to reflect it. Living in the end also means trusting the timing of the universe. It is not about forcing things to happen according to your schedule. When you live in the end, you know that everything is already on its way to you. You no longer have to worry about the how, the when, or the who. You trust that the moment you align with your desired reality, the universe will bring everything to you in perfect timing. You are no longer trying to make things happen. You are simply allowing them to unfold naturally. When you live in the end result, you are stepping into a state of gratitude. You are grateful for the marriage that has already manifested. You are thankful for the love and companionship that are already a part of your life. This gratitude further amplifies the energy of your assumption, bringing it closer to you. Gratitude is a powerful force that draws more of what you are grateful for into your life. When you express gratitude for the love that is already present in your life, you are making room for even more to come. Living in the end also helps you release attachment. You no longer cling to the idea of marriage because you know it is already here. You no longer feel desperate or needy. You are whole and complete in yourself. Your desire for marriage becomes an expression of the love and fulfillment you already feel within. You are no longer looking for something outside of yourself to complete you. Instead, you are living as the person who is already whole and already in the relationship they desire. This is the power of living in the end. When you align yourself with the end result, you become a magnet for your desires. The world begins to shift to match the reality you are living from within. The truth of manifestation lies in the simple yet profound fact that feeling is the secret. It is not enough to simply think about your desires, to say words in an affirmation, or to wish for something to appear. No, the true power lies in feeling the reality of what you want as though it is already yours. The moment you begin to feel the emotions associated with your desire, you set in motion the forces that will bring it into your life. This principle applies to every aspect of life, but it is especially crucial when it comes to manifesting your marriage, and it holds the key to speeding up the process. The feelings you experience are the vibrations that you send out into the world. These vibrations are magnetic. They draw experiences and situations into your life that match the energy you are projecting. If your desire is marriage, then it is the feeling of already being married, of already experiencing the love, the partnership, the security of that bond that will summon the actual manifestation. You must live in the emotional state of the fulfilled desire. You must embody the feelings of being in the loving, committed relationship you desire as though it is happening right now. When you feel the reality of being married, when you feel the emotions of love, companionship, security, and peace, you align yourself with the very essence of marriage. These feelings are not just fleeting emotions, they are powerful forces that shape your reality. When you can truly feel what it would be like to be married, when you immerse yourself in the joy of that experience, You begin to send a signal to the universe that this is your reality. And because the universe must always match your internal state, your external world starts to shift to reflect the reality you have assumed. But how do you feel the feelings of a marriage when it doesn't yet exist in the physical world? It begins with your imagination. The power of imagination cannot be overstated. Your imagination is the gateway to your feelings. Close your eyes and begin to imagine your ideal marriage. Imagine what it feels like to wake up next to your partner, to share your life with them, to build a future together. How does it feel to be in their presence, to be held, to be cared for? Feel the love as it fills you, as it surrounds you. Imagine the security, the comfort, the deep connection you have with your partner. Let yourself experience these feelings in the present moment, even though they have not yet appeared in your external world. The more vividly you can imagine these feelings, the more real they will become. Once you begin to imagine the life you want, it's important to dwell in those feelings. Do not simply pass through them and move on. The more you focus on how it feels to be married, the more you anchor those feelings into your being. You must stay with these feelings as long as you can, allowing them to fill your entire consciousness. The more you feel that marriage is already a part of your life, the more the universe will align to bring it into reality. You must live in the emotions of being married, as if it has already happened, because the universe responds to your emotional state more than anything else. One of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is your ability to repeat these feelings throughout the day. Every moment that you can, bring your focus back to the feeling of being in the relationship you desire. Let it fill you, let it guide you. When you walk through your day, carry the feeling of already being married with you. If doubt begins to creep in, or if the external world shows no sign of your desired marriage, return to the feeling. Do not allow the external world to dictate how you feel. Your feelings are the key, and you must guard them carefully. When you maintain the feeling of fulfillment, when you embody the emotions of already being married, you are sending a powerful message to the universe that the reality of your desire is already here. Feeling is the secret because it aligns your inner world with your outer reality. Your inner world is the blueprint, and your outer world is the manifestation. As within, so without. The more real the feeling, the quicker the manifestation will appear. You cannot simply desire something and expect it to show up without the corresponding feelings. If you are wishing for marriage but do not truly feel that you are already married, then the law of attraction cannot align with your desire. The key to unlocking your desire is feeling the reality of it. Another reason why feeling is so essential is because it dissolves any resistance you might have to your desire. Resistance is created when you do not fully believe that your desire is already yours. You may look at your circumstances and feel that they are not in alignment with what you want. But when you feel the emotions of already being married, you cancel out that resistance. Your feelings create a new reality, a reality that is not dependent on what is happening externally. By continuously feeling the emotions of being married, you release the resistance and open the door for your desire to manifest. This is why it is so important to spend time each day in the emotional state of being married. You must allow yourself to feel the emotions of love and companionship until they become second nature to you. The more you practice this, the more you will see your external world shift. You will begin to notice that people treat you differently, that opportunities arise, and that the world seems to align with your feelings. This is the law in action. The world is responding to your emotions, and as you continually feel the fulfillment of your desire, the universe moves to bring that desire into your reality. The speed at which your desire manifests depends directly on how real the feeling is to you. If the feeling of being married is strong, vivid, and consistent in your mind, then the manifestation will happen much faster than if the feeling is weak or inconsistent. The more you practice embodying the emotions of already being in the relationship, the faster the universe will respond. You cannot rush the process, but you can speed it up by making your feelings as real and vivid as possible. In the end, it is your feelings that shape your world. The feelings of love, of being married, are what draw the manifestation into your life. You are not waiting for marriage to happen. You are living in the feelings of already being married. The more real and consistent those feelings are, the quicker your manifestation will appear. Feeling is the key, and it is through feeling that you will draw your desire to you faster than you ever imagined possible. Doubt is a powerful force, and one that can quickly derail your manifestation efforts if you allow it to. It is a natural part of the process, especially when you are on the path to manifesting something as significant as marriage. However, understanding that doubt is a result of misalignment with your desired state is crucial. Doubt arises when you are not fully living in the end, when you are not fully embracing the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled. It is a sign that you are not entirely convinced that your assumption will come to pass. The key to overcoming doubt is not to try to push it away or ignore it, but to recognize it and realign yourself with your desired state of being. Doubt, at its core, is simply the feeling that something you want is out of reach, that it is not yet a part of your reality. It often arises when external circumstances do not reflect what you are trying to manifest, or when the time for your desire seems to stretch out endlessly before you. It is easy to fall into the trap of thinking that, because you cannot see the manifestation yet, it is not coming. But that is precisely the opposite of how manifestation works. Just because you do not see it in the physical world does not mean it is not already taking form behind the scenes. The power of your assumption works best when you maintain a state of belief, a state of knowing that what you have assumed is already done. This is where the danger of doubt lies. It tempts you to question the process, to believe that it is not working, or that your desire will never come. In order to dissolve doubt, you must first strengthen your belief in the process. Doubt comes from the belief that the external world is in control, that it dictates when your desire will appear. However, the truth is that your inner world, the world of your assumptions, beliefs, and feelings, determines your external reality. This means that when you feel doubt, it is simply an indication that your belief in the assumption is not strong enough. It is not an indication that the universe is failing to bring you what you desire. Rather, it is a prompt for you to reaffirm your belief and realign yourself with the feeling of your wish already being fulfilled. When doubt arises, it is essential not to resist it. Resistance only gives it more power. Instead, acknowledge it and gently shift your focus back to your desired state. The moment doubt creeps in, remind yourself that your assumption is already true. Speak to yourself with confidence and certainty. I am already married. My desire is already fulfilled. Feel the emotion that would come with that belief. When you embrace the feeling of already being married, the doubt will begin to dissipate. The more you practice this, the less hold doubt will have over you. It may come up occasionally, but as you continue to strengthen your belief, you will find that it has less and less influence on your actions, thoughts, and emotions. One of the most effective ways to counter doubt is through persistent, unwavering faith in the process. Faith is not a passive belief, but an active, powerful force. Faith is the knowing that your assumption is true, even when you cannot yet see any evidence of it in your physical world. Faith means living as if your desire is already here, even when it has not yet materialized. It is through this unwavering belief that your desire is brought into being. The longer you hold onto your faith and live in the assumption of your fulfilled desire, the faster your manifestation will come. To dissolve doubt, you must also learn to trust in the law of assumption itself. The law does not require external validation to work. It is not based on what you can see or touch. The law is based on the principle that your assumptions create your reality. Your inner world shapes your outer world, and as you continue to live in the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled, you align yourself with the universe's natural flow. The universe does not respond to doubts. It responds to the strength of your assumptions and the clarity of your belief. Doubt is only an obstacle when you allow it to become one. As long as you keep reaffirming your belief in your desire, the doubt will eventually fade into the background. Another important point to remember is that doubt often stems from impatience. When you are eager for your desire to manifest, It is easy to feel that it is taking too long or that it is not coming at all. This impatience causes you to look for signs and evidence, and when those signs do not appear as quickly as you want, doubt creeps in. But the moment you stop focusing on the timing and start focusing on your feelings, you regain control. The universe does not operate on human timelines. Time is irrelevant in the realm of manifestation. What matters is the strength of your belief, the depth of your assumption, and the emotional charge you put behind your desire. When doubt arises, recognize it for what it truly is, a sign that you are not fully aligned with the end result. The more you live from the end, the more you embody the feelings of already being married, the more doubt fades away. It is not something that you have to fight. Simply redirect your focus. Let go of the need for external evidence. Instead, focus on the inner evidence, the feelings, the emotions, the certainty that your desire is already fulfilled. The more you practice this, the stronger your belief becomes, and the more the doubt dissipates. The power of assumption works in tandem with belief. When you assume the feeling of your desire being fulfilled, and when you believe with unwavering certainty that it is already done, you align yourself with the infinite creative power of the universe. The universe responds to your belief, not your doubt. Doubt cannot change the process, it can only delay it if you give it power. But when you recognize that doubt is just a temporary feeling, and when you consciously choose to reaffirm your belief, you restore your alignment with the law of assumption. The moment you do this, you are once again in control of your reality. As you continue on your path to manifesting your marriage, remember that doubt is simply a signpost, a reminder that you need to return to the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled. Doubt only exists when you forget that the law of assumption is always working. Trust the process. Trust in your ability to assume the state of fulfillment and let go of the need for external validation. The moment you do, the manifestation of your desire will begin to unfold effortlessly. Doubt will fade, and your marriage will appear more quickly than you ever imagined. Visualization is an incredibly powerful tool in the process of manifestation. The images you create in your mind are not mere daydreams. They are the blueprints for your reality. What you visualize becomes the foundation for your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When it comes to manifesting your marriage, visualization is not just about imagining a future event that may or may not happen. It is about living in the mental and emotional experience of already being married. When you can vividly see and feel the life you want, you align yourself with the very reality that is meant to unfold. Imagine for a moment that you are already married. Close your eyes and picture your daily life in this state of fulfillment. Visualize waking up next to your partner, sharing a cup of coffee, making decisions together, and experiencing the love that flows naturally in your relationship. See the moments of joy, the moments of peace, and the moments of connection. When you allow yourself to see this in your mind's eye with clarity and detail, you begin to emotionally charge those images with your deepest desires. This emotional energy is what drives manifestation. The clearer the picture in your mind, the stronger the emotional charge, the faster the universe will respond by bringing that vision into your physical reality. When you visualize your ideal marriage, it is important not just to focus on the end result, but also on the process, the day-to-day life you will experience. It is easy to get caught up in the idea of how it will happen or when it will happen. But the most powerful way to visualize is to create a mental movie of your ideal life as though it is happening right now. The more vividly you can see yourself in this new reality, the more the universe will align with this vision. The key is to make the visualization as real as possible. Don't just think about your partner or the wedding day. Visualize the little moments, the ordinary but meaningful moments of being married. These are the moments that will truly define your life together, and when you make them real in your mind, the universe can begin to bring them to life. Visualization is not a passive activity. It requires your full participation and engagement. When you visualize, you are not just seeing images in your mind, you are feeling them. You are emotionally connecting to what you desire, as if it is already happening. You are embodying the feelings of love, joy, peace, and fulfillment. The emotional connection you have with your visualization is what makes it powerful. You must believe that this imagined life is not just a fantasy, but your future reality, unfolding at this very moment. There is immense power in creating a mental movie of your ideal marriage. The more detailed and vivid the movie is, the more real it becomes in your mind. See your partner clearly. See the smile on their face, the way they look at you, the way they speak to you. Hear their voice, feel their touch, and experience the love they offer you. When you make this visualization as real as possible, you are literally planting the seeds of that reality in your mind. The more often you repeat this mental movie, the more ingrained it becomes in your subconscious. And as it becomes ingrained, your reality begins to shift to match it. Visualization is also a tool to overcome doubts and fears. When you encounter moments of uncertainty or worry about whether your desire for marriage will ever manifest, visualization becomes a powerful antidote. In these moments, close your eyes and go back to the mental movie of your ideal marriage. Feel the emotions associated with it. The peace, the certainty, the fulfillment. As you do this, the doubts and fears begin to fade. They are replaced by the confidence and knowing that your desired marriage is already yours. The more real you make the vision, the more confident you will become in the process, and the faster your desire will manifest. One of the most important aspects of visualization is to immerse yourself fully in the experience. Don't just passively think about your ideal life. Feel it with all your senses. Smell the air, feel the warmth of your partner's hand in yours, hear the sound of their voice. The more you engage all of your senses in the visualization, the more powerful it becomes. Your mind cannot tell the difference between what you vividly imagine and what is actually happening. This is why visualization is such a powerful tool. It taps directly into the creative forces of your subconscious, which in turn shapes your outer reality. As you visualize, you must also hold the belief that your desires are already in motion. When you visualize yourself as already married, you are not just wishing for it. You are mentally and emotionally living in that reality, assuming that it is already true. The more you believe that the marriage you desire is already happening, the more real it becomes in your mind. This belief reinforces the emotional charge of your visualization, which in turn strengthens the manifestation process. The clearer your mental image and the stronger your emotional connection to it, the faster the universe can bring it to life. Visualization is not about forcing an outcome. It is not about trying to make things happen in a specific way or in a certain time frame. It is about aligning your inner world with your desired outer world. When you visualize, you are aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the energy of your desired marriage. The more you visualize, the more the external world begins to reflect that inner alignment. You begin to notice opportunities, people, and situations that bring you closer to your desire. Another important aspect of visualization is the sense of gratitude. As you visualize your ideal marriage, feel immense gratitude for the love and companionship that is already yours. Gratitude is a powerful force that amplifies your manifestation. When you feel grateful for your ideal marriage, you are energetically sending out the message that you already have it. Gratitude draws more of what you are grateful for into your life. So, as you visualize your marriage, make sure to feel deep gratitude for it, as if it has already manifested. The more you visualize and feel your desired marriage as already being part of your life, the more your subconscious mind works to bring it into reality. Visualization plants the seeds, but it is the emotional energy you attach to it that makes the seeds grow. Your mind begins to seek out ways to make your vision a reality, and the universe responds accordingly. The more consistent you are with your visualization, the faster your desire will manifest. Visualize your ideal marriage every day and allow the feelings of love, fulfillment, and connection to fill you. The clearer and more real you make the vision, the sooner it will become your reality. When you align yourself with your desires, you begin to trust the process and surrender to the timing of the universe. The act of trusting that what you have imagined, assumed, and felt is already in motion is essential to the manifestation process. You do not need to control every detail, dictate how the events will unfold, or worry about when your desires will appear. What you truly need to do is let go of the need to force things and allow the universe to unfold in perfect timing. It is through this trust and surrender that your desires, such as marriage, come to fruition faster and more effortlessly. This concept of trusting the timing of the universe can be difficult for many, especially when the desire feels urgent or when the world around you does not seem to reflect your wishes. Yet, it is in these very moments of doubt and impatience that trusting the timing becomes even more critical. The law operates in its own time, and that time is always the right time. The moment you try to rush or push things to happen according to your timeline, you disrupt the natural flow of the manifestation process. The universe responds to your internal state, not your external impatience. The first step in trusting the timing is understanding that manifestation works in harmony with the natural laws of the universe. The universe does not work on human schedules or expectations. It works according to a higher rhythm, one that aligns perfectly with your assumptions and the emotional charge you place behind them. If you are constantly worried about when your desire will arrive, you are sending out vibrations of impatience and doubt, which only slow down the process. But if you trust that your desire is already on its way, even if it is not yet visible, you release resistance and open yourself up to receiving it. The key to trusting the timing is knowing that everything happens in perfect order. When you assume that your desire is already fulfilled, and you feel the emotions of already living your desired reality, the universe aligns with your assumption. The events, people, and opportunities necessary for that desire to manifest will unfold naturally. You cannot force them into existence. You must trust that the universe is already aligning all the pieces of your life to bring your marriage into being at the perfect time. The more you let go of the need to control the process, the more quickly the manifestation can occur. Consider the natural world as an example. A seed is planted in the soil, and while it may take time for the sprout to appear, you don't see the seed buried in the earth and begin to doubt that it will grow. You understand that the seed is working beneath the surface, taking root and preparing for the moment it will break through the soil. The universe works in much the same way. When you plant the seed of your desire, you must trust that it is growing and working behind the scenes. Even if you cannot see the results immediately, the seed is taking root and aligning all the necessary elements for your marriage to manifest. You do not need to dig up the seed and check for progress. You simply need to trust that it is growing and will eventually break through the surface. To trust the timing of the universe, you must also stop measuring progress based on external evidence. If you are looking for signs or waiting for your external world to change before you believe your manifestation is working, you are creating resistance. The universe does not operate on visible evidence or measurable progress. It operates on your assumption and the emotional reality you create. When you trust that your desire is already fulfilled, you stop measuring it against the outside world. You stop asking, "When will it happen?" And you simply trust that it is already on its way. By letting go of the need for immediate proof, you align more fully with the manifestation process and allow it to unfold naturally. Another aspect of trusting the timing is the understanding that there is a perfect plan at work. The universe brings you what you want when the conditions are right. If you are seeking to manifest marriage, the universe is not just bringing you any partner. It is bringing you the perfect partner for you at the perfect time. The people, situations, and opportunities necessary to create the ideal relationship are all in the process of aligning. You must trust that the universe is orchestrating everything in your life to bring you your desire, even if it appears that nothing is happening on the surface. Trust that every moment is preparing you for the perfect timing of your manifestation. There is no need to rush or force anything, because everything is unfolding in divine order. Trusting the timing also requires patience. Patience is not about waiting passively, but about remaining calm and centered while the process unfolds. It is about allowing the natural course of events to take shape while knowing that your desire is already on its way. When you trust the timing, you no longer feel urgency or anxiety about when your desire will manifest. You know it is coming, and you are simply allowing it to arrive when the time is right. This sense of ease and relaxation makes the manifestation process faster, as it removes the resistance created by impatience. You may also find that trusting the timing of the universe allows you to enjoy the present moment more fully. When you are not constantly focused on when your desire will appear, you can be more present in your current life. You can enjoy the journey, knowing that the end result is already assured. When you stop focusing on the when, you release the pressure and allow yourself to experience the joy of your life as it is, while still confidently assuming that your ideal marriage is already in progress. This shift in mindset removes any sense of lack or frustration, which only helps speed up the manifestation process. Moreover, trusting the timing requires a deep faith in the law of assumption itself. When you know that the law works and you trust the process, you begin to surrender to it. You let go of the need to micromanage every detail of how and when your marriage will come to you. Instead, you live in the feeling of already being married, trusting that the perfect circumstances are already unfolding to bring your desires into your life. The moment you trust that the universe is bringing everything together in perfect harmony, you allow yourself to relax and enjoy the process of becoming aligned with your desires. The most powerful aspect of trusting the timing of the universe is that it aligns you with the energy of certainty. Certainty is magnetic. When you are certain that your marriage is already on its way, your energy shifts. Your confidence and belief create a magnetic pull that draws the right partner, the right circumstances, and the right opportunities to you. The more you trust, the more the universe responds. You cease to question when or how your desire will manifest. Instead, you know that it is already in motion, and you allow the universe to do the work. In the end, trusting the timing is not about waiting for something to happen. It is about living in the assurance that your desire is already being created, even if you cannot yet see the evidence. Trust that the perfect timing of the universe will bring everything to you in the right moment, and allow yourself to enjoy the process of becoming the person who is already living the reality you desire. The more you trust, the more the universe aligns with your inner state, and the faster your manifestation will appear. In conclusion, manifesting your marriage is not a matter of waiting for the right circumstances to align, but rather about aligning yourself with the feeling and belief that your desire is already fulfilled. By embodying the state of already being married, assuming the feeling of fulfillment, and allowing your imagination to vividly create the reality you desire, you pave the way for the universe to respond. It is not about forcing the outcome, but about trusting the process, living in the end, and surrendering to the natural flow of manifestation. When doubt arises, trust in your assumptions and return to the feeling of your wish already being fulfilled. When you consistently feel, visualize, and assume that your marriage is already a part of your reality, the universe cannot help but bring it into your physical world. As you integrate these principles into your life, feeling the emotions of already being married, visualizing your ideal relationship, and trusting that the universe is working in perfect timing, your manifestation will come to life faster than you can imagine. Let go of the need to control the when and how, and simply trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, with every moment spent in the assumption of your desire already being realized. The world around you shifts, and your ideal partner, the love you seek, and the marriage you desire will manifest naturally. Trust the power within you, and allow the universe to bring your deepest desires into being.